What's up everybody, my name's Andy and welcome back to Kit Guru. So last year Logitech released the G915 Lightspeed keyboard, but the community wanted more. They wanted a TKL version. Well, fast forward to today and Logitech have listened to their gamers. Today we're checking out the brand new Logitech G915 TKL Lightspeed. Released this month, June 2020, the G915 TKL boasts tons of cutting-edge technologies and design choices, impressive wireless battery life claims, along with the aim of changing our perceptions of what a gaming keyboard should be. But there is a catch. This high-end keyboard has a high price tag. Get your wallets ready, as the RRP of the G915 TKL is $199.99 here in the UK. But let's get this straight first. Who's the G915 TKL aimed at? Well, with a high price tag, it's certainly aimed at prosumers, so people that want the absolute best regardless of price. FPS and esport gamers, due to the TKL design, making this ideal for travel, and also those that want a super modern aesthetic setup. Just to clarify, TKL stands for 10 key less, so there's no number pad, and this provides much more desk space for large mouse movements in gameplay. So the first thing that I noticed is the ultra low profile design. This keyboard is super slim at only 22mm thick, and it has an aluminium alloy top faceplate and steel reinforced base that Logitech claims achieves a light, ultra thin, strong and durable keyboard. So let's do a flex test, as my initial thought was the flex is going to be severe here, and well, I was actually wrong. There is of course some minor flex, but I am pushing pretty hard here to achieve that. This board really is stronger than I expected, and without the cable it's 810 grams. The faceplate of the board has a brushed gunmetal finish, and I think it looks stunning. It's very modern with the TKL design. It makes the board even more compact as well. One thing my eyes are trained for is gloss detection. I absolutely despise gloss, and luckily there's not a single piece in sight here on the G915 TKL. The brushed aluminium plate is also nicely curved around both edges on the left and the right of the board, and not only does this make the finish super smooth, but it also looks stunning and there's no hard, sharp edges. On the right side, where it curves around, we have a G915 TKL text printed onto the finish. In the top left, we have Logitech's G logo, which is RGB. On the front and the back, we also have plastic matte edging. We have Lightsync per key RGB with 16.8 million colors, and it looks great. It's vibrant and very easy to see even in daylight, and that includes that G logo in the top corner. There's not a lot of RGB spill across the keyboard though, it's neatly kept into the text. I personally think this gives quite a premium look, and the RGB is customizable, but more on that later. On the back edge we have an on and off switch with a red sticker indicating off and a blue sticker indicating on. Sadly though, we have something on the back edge I was surprised to see. We have a micro USB port. I mean, it's 2020 and there's no USB-C. This isn't a huge issue, but at £200 for a brand new release, I can't understand why they opted for micro USB. I'll talk about connectivity once we take a look around the features and functions. Flipping the board over, we have a simple plastic finish with 6 large protruding rubber feet, and near the top we have a slightly raised section. Only raised by a few millimeters, this houses 2 flip-out feet that have 2 stages for various angles, and having them down makes the keyboard almost completely flat, and my preference is having the feet fully extended, as I just found that easier to type on. Also on the back we have a cutaway that easily lets you store the wireless USB dongle, which is a nice feature, so you don't have to worry about carrying it around. You can just slide it in there and away you go. The G915 TKL is wireless and it features Logitech's Lightspeed technology, and you can't really miss it, as towards the top of the faceplate on the front there's a huge plastic panel with Lightspeed written across the front of it. Now aesthetically I actually dislike this. I'd much prefer a solid brushed aluminium plate, but I think they've done this due to the wireless receiver being underneath, and potentially having a full metal plate covering it could possibly limit its reception. Now I'm just speculating there, but I reckon that's why they've done it. But yeah, I don't really like this choice. Aesthetics aside, Lightspeed wireless is actually excellent. It boasts 1 millisecond performance via the included USB dongle. So let's quickly talk about that USB dongle. With the G915 TKL, you get a USB to micro USB cable, a micro USB to USB-A adapter, and the dongle itself. The idea here is to charge the keyboard with the USB cable, which can also be used to play and charge simultaneously. Once charged, you can plug the dongle into the USB adapter and then the USB cable into the adapter and then into your PC. Now this acts as an extension, which also makes it easier for you to charge when you need to, as you don't have to scramble around looking for a USB. Just pop the adapter off and then you can plug that cable straight into the keyboard to charge. Going back to Lightspeed, I'm loving it. I remember the days where wireless was an absolute no-no for gamers, but in recent years wireless has come leaps and bounds, and personally I prefer wireless if it's possible now. The G915 TKL is no exception. In use, it performs excellently, and no matter what I did, it responded instantly. So good that I even forgot that it was wireless. Okay, so wireless is great, but the battery life is gonna be rubbish, right? Well, not anymore. The G915 TKL boasts 40 hours, and yeah, that's low, but wait for it, 40 hours with RGB on. Now, I was expecting there to be an asterisk here saying on the lowest brightness setting. Well, you can imagine my shock when you actually get 40 hours with 100% RGB brightness and effects. The board goes into a low powered state, turning off the RGB and stuff like that, and when you start typing, it comes on right away. It doesn't miss a single thing. Other wireless boards I've used have missed the first few key presses whilst powering back on, so I was actually happy to see that it wakes up instantly. Charging times are under 4 hours, and both of these claims were true. From flat, it took just over 3.5 hours to fully charge, and I did approximately get 40 hours of use from my first charge with the RGB on maximum. Now, of course, you're going to get way longer charges if you disable the RGB or bring the brightness down. Now, Logitech claim a whopping 135 days with the RGB turned off, and that's with 8 hours per day use. I haven't unfortunately been able to test this claim for you. On the top of the board, we can find some extra features. Now, there is a sort of more of a forehead on this board. It's slightly extended, but on the top left, we have a dedicated button for Lightspeed wireless, also for Bluetooth support. Yes, you can use the G915 TKL via Bluetooth too. Now, this is excellent for even better battery life, especially when you're using the board for typing or doing mundane work tasks. But do not use this whilst gaming unless it's your absolute last resort, as Bluetooth has higher latency and way higher latency than Lightspeed technology. We also have dedicated buttons for game mode, which lets you cycle through profiles that you can set via the software, and LED brightness that dims the RGB in various stages before turning off completely. Towards the right, we have dedicated media controls and also a volume wheel made from aluminium. This wheel feels very premium to me. It's super tactile and it works perfectly. It's got just the right amount of resistance, and any speed that you touch it at adjusts windows instantly. The G915 TKL has mechanical switches, but these are Logitech G's low profile GL switches, and these are 50% smaller than traditional mechanical switches, and they have 25% faster actuation. Now, our review sample came with GL clickies, and that's more akin to the Cherry MX Blue switches in feel. These switches have a loud audible click and tactile feedback. They are fairly loud, but I wouldn't say obnoxiously loud. They are excellent to type on, and I really enjoyed that experience. Feel-wise, they are great. It was a little bit of a learning curve when I first started using this keyboard, as I found the actuation was too fast. I ended up accidentally double pressing certain keys, but I quickly got over that with a bit of use. There are also GL linear and tactile versions of the switches available too, for different people's preferences, but here's a quick sound test of the GL clicky switches that came in our sample. Popping a keycap off, we can see the switches are made by Kale. RGB LED is under the switch to try and direct light more towards the caps rather than causing spill, like I mentioned earlier. Sadly, there's another downer here. These keycaps are ABS, and for the price point of £200, being like a flagship model, I really wanted to see PBT keycaps here. Lastly, we have Logitech's G Hub software, so download the latest version and check for updates. First time opening, there'll be a short guide to show you how to use it, but it's pretty self-explanatory. Clicking on your board opens 3 tabs on the left, and at the very top you can see your profiles. The first tab is for Lightsync RGB, and you can choose between various presets, freestyle that lets you completely choose each key's colorway, and also an animations tab too. There's plenty to get stuck in here. Underneath that, we have the assignment tab, and there are so many options here, from commands, actions, macros, and more, but you can only change the F keys. Finally, we have game mode tab, and I love this. You can manually choose exactly which keys you want to disable. Instead of just having a Windows key lock or Alt F4 that many other brands offer, you can actually disable any key that you want. And this is excellent for serious gamers that want total control over their gameplay. Moving to the settings tab, you can see battery level, power consumption, onboard memory mode, and so much more. Now overall, the software is easy to navigate and it offers plenty of customization. We've looked at the design, we've checked out some specs and features, but how does it game? Well, even with the clicky switches, gaming on the G915 TKL was an excellent experience. The fast actuation, compact TKL design, precise volume wheel, crazy battery life, and Lightspeed wireless technology all came together to make the G915 TKL a brilliant bit of kit. Now, gaming felt great and everything happened when I asked it to. I can't fault the experience that I had using this board for a prolonged amount of time in any situation that I threw at it. Overall, I think the Logitech G915 TKL is an excellent keyboard with some great specs, and also it's very comfortable to use at those different height adjustments. I love the super compact design, the excellent build quality, the minimal flex, and brilliant wireless connectivity. There are a few negatives, as I mentioned though, and that's the price point being $199, but you are getting a premium product here, and of course premium comes with a premium price tag. Now the ABS keycaps was a letdown as well, and also that micro USB instead of USB-C. So it's kind of annoying. I want to recommend this keyboard massively because I really do like it, but I just wish they had those few sort of concerns addressed. If the price was slightly less, if we had better keycaps and a USB-C, I'd have been happy. However, if these things don't bother you and you are in the market for a top-of-the-line keyboard, then go ahead and check out Logitech's G915 TKL. So what do you guys think about the G915 TKL? Let us know down in the comments. If you've liked this video, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell, check out our merchandise down below, and check out our website daily. I've been Andy, this is Kit Guru. I will see you in the next one, so thank you for watching.